I just came back from my trip to Brescia, and um, I was pondering about the power of traveling. It's very impressive what traveling can do for us. I feel renewed every time I travel and then I come back home, and I feel totally different than when I left. And this trip in particular has been something that wasn't so planned in my calendar. um, but what amazed me is the fact that there was truly a surreal atmosphere in that city. Just now that I'm back, I do realize about the work that I did, the journey that I went through, and all my going around and discovering. I absolutely love recording videos as I am there, and I am recording this video now that I'm just arrived. It will be maybe 1 hour and a half that I'm back home, because there is something special in the energy of the particular instant when something unfolds. It's like when you have an idea and you put it into action immediately. There is something special, there is a special spark in the moment, and I love to capture it through images and especially through videos, maybe a vocal message, recording something so that I have the vibes, the frequencies of that moment. And when you rewatch it or you re-listen to it, or you just look at those photos, wow, I was going through them now that I arrived home, and I said, wow, how many things have I done? How many people have I met? What an amazing work I've been doing in that circle, with the other fellows travelers I met. I went to Brescia especially for this particular work, and then I let my intuition to guide me. And this morning I also visited the historical center, and I was led from one place to another. I spoke to people. I love talking to people, and I asked them, where is this place? Where is the other place? And so there is an opening, and there is a going beyond our limitations, our daily restrictions, our thoughts, that just when we go outside of this cage we build every day with the very same old habits, we do realize how constricted we are. And when we go outside of this cage, it doesn't require, to go for a trip around the world. It can be just for a day, for example, or for some hours. The important thing is to change scenario. And as we do this, we renew ourselves. It's like a renewal. I personally, I experience it as a DNA renewal, because I feel renewed from my deepest core. So I wanted to share this, and also there was another element which was absolutely astonishing for me, and it was the weather. So when I left, it was very rainy and pretty cold. It wasn't so cold, but very rainy. So I went there, with winter boots, with my coat. Oh my goodness. I was dressed like deep winter, And when I arrived there, the sun came out. It was yesterday afternoon, so then we were going towards the night, but it wasn't cold at all. And today it was like more than 20 degrees Celsius, so it was hot. And the sun was so bright, no clouds, the sky was turquoise. It was a truly hot autumn day, and I was dressed like winter. So I wanted to arrive home to get changed, to put my trainers on, my gym suit on, and just go out for a walk without suitcase and all the things that I carried with me. So I felt this change in the weather as well. I love walking and I love discovering the place by foot. The world seems to slow down when we go by foot, and then we can meet people, and especially I can discover and explore the town, the places. So this morning when it was time to go back, I already felt a citizen, I already knew the roads, the streets, the places. I already knew where the tube station was, and everything was easier. And the other element, which was absolutely surreal for me, it was about the pyramids. So this element is still, leaving me speechless. The road from the station to the B&B, it was one pyramid after another. So I met several of them. And because they were made with iron and glass, they looked very galactic. How can I call them in another word? Galactic, futuristic maybe. And so it was this strange moving across the city, and perceiving kind of a merging of dimensions between future and ancient times. They reminded me Egypt as well. So that was very strange. And then there was a skyscraper coming out from the landscape where there were just fields. That looked truly surreal. And I also asked to one of the people I met, what about all these pyramids? So they are so unusual. I didn't know there were so many in here. To me, Brescia is now the pyramid city. And so that person didn't know what to answer. So I did realize as well that people who are living there, I don't think they are actually aware. They are surrounded by so many pyramids and aware of the symbols they carry and how powerful they are to be inside, in the middle of the city. That truly was a weird feeling, a weird sensation to walk around the town and, witnessing pyramids popping out here and there. Okay, so this is my report after my trip to Brescia, Italy. I am now just maybe rerouting here. So this message that I'm sharing is as well to command to us all to always keep that kind of magic that we trigger when we travel. As soul, we are always traveling in this physical body we have, in this space shuttle we have, which is our body. And together with this travel of the soul, we also go through a travel of the body, a travel through geographical spaces. And when we do it, as humans, we can recognize more the travel, the sense of traveling. We do understand more the sense of traveling, which our soul is always doing from, since immemorable times. for eons. So traveling is a renewal of ourselves, a complete renewal. And I command you to sip this renewal in all of yourselves, to go for a trip, even for a few hours, maybe a day, 2 days, a weekend. Plan it kind of last minute when you can, to enjoy the moment. And when you come back, remember, when we come back, we can see the daily world through the eyes of a tourist, in our own town, in our own village. And so everything can taste different. And we can live without being bothered by our daily life, always with that little sparkle, which is the power that fuels our days. I remember when I was living in London, I always had this knowing within me, I'm a tourist here. So after work, I go to that museum, I go to that place, I look at everything with the eyes of a tourist. And this is something that I still have within me. It's so important to go out, to exit the daily routine we have, to renew our whole being. Rituals are important every day, to have, an appointment with the same actions to bless our day, to bless our soul, to bless our body. And it's also important as we travel to keep these rituals and to change the environment in which we live, so we can see, other circumstances, other people, and we do understand that indeed there are millions, what do I say, millions, infinite possibilities. And when we do it and when we open up, then it's when we are embodying our state of God, our power to choose, to decide, and to be whoever we decide to be.